Hi there, Drainers. What's up, Drainers? What's up, Drain Gang? Today I'm going to be talking about the new album, the new collab by Young Lean and Blade called Psykos. Drain Gang are pretty influential in the scope of chronically online music and cute boy music. In a similar way to Death Grips or Have a Nice Life, it doesn't really matter what kind of music they make. Their aesthetic is just generally copied or lavished over, but they're pretty distinct. Even before they kind of moved away from hip hop in the last couple years, they really just have something weird and unique about them. And yeah, they're an acquired taste, yada yada yada. This new album is some of my favorite that I've seen of their new style they're doing, which incorporates a lot more goth and alt rock and generally like not hip hop aesthetics. This album, you can tell it was made with digital audio software, but it's very rock. It's definitely rock influenced as opposed to any of the millions of hip-hop subsections that they've tried doing over the years. I think I enjoyed this one better than the others that Blade specifically has released. It's just more focused. It doesn't seem like he's genre hopping too much, which I don't mind, but those albums before, now when I hear this, those sound like transition albums. Like The Fool and Crest, a lot of people enjoyed those ones. I just didn't really find them all that appealing. They just kind of sounded unfinished a little bit. I mean, The Fool still had a lot of hip hop influence, as did 333 did, for example. So it's kind of hard to be like, oh, that's a transition album. I think that was when he was starting to realize that he just wasn't going to make another Red Light again, though. And I think this album truly succeeds for Blade's catalog just because of Young Lean being featured as well. Young Lean had already been moving in this direction for a couple years, Stars. I really enjoyed that album because it really seemed like he was making the kind of music he always wanted to make, and it didn't seem as easily pigeonholed. And a lot of the songs on that album, like Blue Plastic and Boy Life and EU, they kind of appear thematically on this album too. I hear a lot of the same moodiness and kind of it's almost like dream pop in a way. It's not as slow, it's just kind of that mood, At first I wasn't sure if I liked this sound, but I do, honestly. I mean, every song starting with Golden God is just really, really good. I mean, you can really tell they're carving their own path again, I heard a lot of people saying that they've regressed and that they're trying to do retro stuff and that they're not pushing boundaries anymore. And I don't understand that at all. I don't think that there's a good reason to pigeonhole a group after hearing something like this and comparing it to things like Ice Dancer or Working on Dying. Working on Dying is amazing. It's one of my favorite hip-hop albums, But it's going to become pastiche soon. And I already think Red Light and Ice Dancer, if I'm being honest, is kind of pastiche. We can't get another Red Light, guys. Hip-hop is dying. Repost to 5 other videos if you agree. Remember Hexed, guys? Hex didn't last more than 6 months. Hip-hop is moving way too fucking fast now. If they're releasing stuff still, they gotta be distinct. They gotta be on their own path. They can't be just trying to match trends or what's expected of them anymore. These artists are known for being able to move boundaries and, make new paths for themselves. So I just don't understand why people are giving this one flack when it's been teased. Guys, this has been expected. We were expecting some funky ass alt rock soon, and they just gave us a full album of it, and that's cool. I think people have a specific expectation with these artists too, which may influence that. With E by Echo, that was a very different album, but it was the style that people expected of him. They kind of project onto the people that make the music and are like, oh, this is what you'll make, This is what you're going to make. And people, I guess, have had certain images for some of these people like Young Lean and Blade, and it's just nah, dude, these people are maturing. Young Lean's been sober since 2016, he's had a lot of struggles, a lot of trauma. I don't blame him for making music like this. I can just hear in the sounds and the vocals that it's healing. I mean, you see that frog, that yearning, longing frog, he needs healing. That was Young Lean for a while. If you, the light. He found the light, and it was guitars. It was guitar music. I really think that Golden God and Hanging from the Bridge are probably my favorite If I had to critique, the production obviously was made in an audio program, and that's not a bad thing. But on certain songs, it does sound a little cheesy. Sold Out and Enemy, for example. I think Enemy works a little bit better in this regard. It kind of escapes the cheesiness because it has those really cool distorted drums. It sounds a lot like some doomgaze, doomer bullshit, you know? But I mean, the vocals, I don't know. I think there's something that I'm gonna have to get used to. The chanting and everything, it's like, it's good, but it's like, I don't know. When I hear a song like that, I can kind of understand people thinking, oh, it's too retro. This album isn't amazing, and it is pretty short. It leaves me wanting more, I'll say that. For the time being, I think that this is really good. It's promising. I really hope that they keep doing stuff like this. I think people have a predetermined expectation that Blade and Young Lean want to make experimental music. Although they're experimenting, you know, they don't necessarily have to do something that's like super out of bounds. They're just making the music they want to make. It doesn't matter if it's not like My Magic is Strong, where it's just like, holy shit, I've never heard anything like this before. You can relate certain things to it, but like with those vocals, with the style and the aesthetic, I mean, this is pretty new. This is pretty uncomparable. I hope that they get good reception on this album, I guess, or that they realize that this is what they want to do because, you know, whether or not it's going into a weirder direction or a more rock direction or whatever, you know, I'm all for it. I don't like all of Drain Gang's music, and I've actually found myself to be enjoying the other members' music more so than Blades as of recently, like Echo and Thai Boy. I really like their stuff, but you know, that may be just because I'm in a hip hop phase. Who's to say I'm not going to be in a goth rock phase soon, guys? For now, this is going to get 3 rivets out of 5. Let me know what you think about this album, if you liked it, if you hate it, or if you want me to review some more Drain Gang in the future, some classics or new releases that are coming out soon. Echo pulled up in a Rover, drained my life.